Hello. Welcome to today's video. We're going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag, mid-year book check-in. Just going to be answering some questions on my reading so far this year, give you some stats. I'm filming this a little late, but better late than never. It is the end of July. I should have filmed this a month ago. It's all good. I do have the little list of questions here that I will be answering for you guys, and that's pretty much what this video is going to be. Getting into my stats for 2025 so far, I have read 46 books. I've DNF'd 2. And then with the 46, I am 66% of the way through my reading goal, which I set that at 70. I know I'm going to read more than that. I set it kind of low just to do it. Like, I don't really need a reading goal. I don't really care how many books I read a year, but it's fun to just have a reading goal on Goodreads. So I did set that at 70. We are 66% of the way through. I believe we're 8 books ahead at this point. I've made it a goal to read 6 books a month, and we're doing that. We're hitting that every month. July, though, I don't know. I've only read 2 books so far, and it's July 19th. But if I film this at the right time, we wouldn't even be talking about July, so who cares? I also want to mention my average rating, which is a 3.68 so far this year. And to me, that's pretty good because I am not like an easy rater. I'm not harsh, but I have my rating system. A 3 is still a good read for me. So that being above 3, being higher than 3.5 is really good in my eyes. So I'm happy with my progress. I think 2025 is going very well so far. I've read good books this year. I'm vibing. Getting into the questions. We have question number 1. What is the best book that I've read so far in 2025? I have a video of me trying to find 5-star reads. And if you have watched that video, you probably know what I'm going to say. The Night and the Moth. Guys, I think I blush when I talk about this book or when I think about it. I love this book so much. It is honestly, I don't know. It might be my all-time favorite book at this point now. I always say The Book Thief, but this is high up there. It's weird because I loved One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig, and I knew this book was coming out. I knew it was going to be released, and I was anticipating it, but I wasn't like crazy eager to pick it up. I had it pre-ordered from Barnes & Noble. When I got it, I wasn't planning on reading it right away, but then when I was finishing books, this was calling to me, and I kept looking at it on my TBR cart. I had that feeling. I was like, something is telling me that I need to read this right now, and I did, and I loved every single second of it. I kid you not, every second I spent with this book was just full happiness. I love the plot. I love the characters. The gargoyle is now my all-time favorite character. I love him so much. I can't even express like the feelings that this book gave to me. This is what I want with so many books, but it's very rare to get this feeling from one. So this is it. And I cannot wait for the rest of the series. I'm so scared. I don't want anything bad to happen, but I don't know. If you have not read that book yet, I highly recommend. I hope you love it. I really do. I know it's not for everybody, and I know that people are going to absolutely hate this book, but I just, it's so good. Moving on to question number 2. I could yip and yap about that book all day long, but we need to move on, and I don't want this video to be crazy long. So question number 2 is what has been my favorite sequel of 2025 so far? So you can laugh at me and judge me for this, but for the longest time, I think up until maybe last year, I legit thought sequel only meant the second of something, like just the one that comes after the first one. I didn't know it could be any number. So the whole time I'm like, oh, sequel, book number 2. No, it's literally like any book in the series. Now that I'm educated on that, I have 3 that I want to mention. The first one I'm going to talk about is actually another 5-star read for me. It's Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. I have a reading vlog on this one as well. I was so giddy about it. Dusty Tucker, I love him. I don't even remember the girl's name. Oh, Camille. Camille was great too. But Dusty, there was a thing in the end of this book that was like a little conflict. It was really annoying, but I still rated this 5 stars because I loved the rest of the book that much. This series, every book got progressively better for me. I really did not like the first one. I think I gave it like a 2.5-star rating. But as I read more books in the series, the ratings just kept going up and we ended with a 5. And I just love this. It's one of my all-time favorite romances now. I just adore their connection to each other and the way that they were able to come back to each other because they had stuff in the past that they were dealing with and they were together at some point. You don't know what happened to them, so you find that out along the way. The opening scene in this book, their first interaction that we witness in present time with them, was just perfect. I loved it. I love them two together. I think they're so fun. I truly think they belong together, and that's what I want out of a romance book. I would kiss this book if I could. I can. I'm not going to do it on camera. And then my 2 other honorable mentions for this question is Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. This is book 3 in the Rome, Kentucky series, and I've loved every single book in this series so far. I think this one's my favorite. It's like a 4.75 to a 5. I love her writing, and I love her romances. They're very lighthearted. They dive deep into human emotion and what people can go through and all the different things that people can experience. If you have not started the series yet, I would highly recommend if you're looking for a contemporary fun romance that's also kind of emotional and really can impact you. lastly for this question is Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. This is the conclusion to the Crimson Moth duology. I just think this duology was absolutely wrapped up in a very fantastic way. Both books were just so fun. The plot line is fun, the characters are fun, and I just loved it. I'm piling these books on my little footstool that goes with this chair, and they're gonna slide off anytime during this video. I can guarantee it. So if you hear a big boom, that's what it is. Question 3 is there a new release that you haven't read yet but you're excited to get to? And I actually have 3 for this one as well. The first one I think came out this month in July. So once again, if I had filmed this at the right time, maybe it wouldn't have been out by then. I don't know the exact date of the release day, but this one is Rose and Chains by Julie Soto. I love Julie Soto. Every book that I've read by her so far, I think she only has, well, Rose and Chains is her first book, or fourth. Hold on, let me try that again. Rose and Chains is her 4th book released now, I believe. And I've read the other 3. She has 2 contemporary romances that I rated a 5 and like a 4.75. There is a young adult mystery thriller that I also rated a 5 stars. She's definitely a favorite author of mine, so I'm excited for any book that she puts out. But Rose and Chains is her dive into a fantasy, a romantasy. And I'm really curious to see where she goes because I honestly thought she was just going to write contemporary romances. I have heard great things about this book. It is a book that's on my 25 and 2025 list, so I am excited to read it. But I am even more excited after I've been hearing reviews on this book because everybody is raving about it and I just really want to pick it up. I so badly want to go to the bookstore and buy that book and do a little bookstore trip because I have not been to the bookstore since I think the end of April actually, and I need to go. But I'm kind of on a book buying ban, but also like if I'm bored one day and it's nice out and I'm like, going to the bookstore would be fun, just buy one book. Who's gonna stop me? And what is the loss? 20 bucks in my wallet? Who cares? So that is number 1. And then the second one I have right here, this is A Forgery of Fate by Elizabeth Lim. She has such a great way of storytelling. This is a bit of a Beauty and Beast retelling. It deals with this artist, this painter, and there's a dragon in it. I believe we're getting hints from, I think this is set in the same world as her other books. Very stoked to read this. Hopefully I can get to this soon. But that is the last one that I'm excited for. I do also want to mention a book that has been released that I've had on hold from the library since the beginning of April. It was released on April 1st. This one is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. After reading Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez and really loving that one, I was very excited for a new release by her. But I will say that after seeing the reviews, I am a little hesitant about it now. I'm still going to read it. The hold in the library that I have is coming in, I believe it's probably going to come in August. So I'm still going to get to that. We're going to see how I feel about it. But I'm not necessarily too excited to read it anymore. I feel like people either fall on the side where they really like this book or they don't like it at all. And I don't know what side I'm going to fall on. Like usually if I read reviews, I can kind of pinpoint which side I would fall more on. But this one I actually don't know. After that question, we're going into, where are we? Oh, what is my most anticipated release for the second half of the year? I do have 2 that I want to mention. The first one is Catabasis by Arab Kwong. I love Arab Kwong. Queen back here. I've loved every single book that I read by her, and she's one of my favorite authors as well. This whole entire year, this is my most anticipated release, and I honestly was thinking that this was going to be my favorite book that I've read all year. It still could be, but now that I've read The Night and the Moth, I don't know if it's going to beat that. I still have very high hopes for Catabasis, but we will see. I'm very excited. It's coming out the end of August. I have it pre-ordered, so I'll get it right when it gets released, and I simply cannot wait. The other book that I did want to mention is The Strength of the Few by James Islington. This is book 2 in the Hierarchy series. The first book is The Will of the Many. I really love that book. I read it at the beginning of the year, gave it 5 stars. I don't know how long this series is going to be. The first book is very lengthy, and I think the second book is probably even longer. I think they're like 700 some pages, but I really adored the first book. I think it was very fun, very interesting. There's a lot of secrets, spy stuff going on. The fantasy, the magic is interesting. There's like a pyramid type thing with the magic. I'm gonna be really bad at explaining this, but it's good. I am first in line in the library. We will be reading it as soon as it comes out. Next question, we're moving into my biggest disappointment of the year so far. I do have 2 that I want to mention, and the first one is Winter Garden. It's Kristen Hanna, so I was expecting to really like it. This is the first book that I read by this author. I do have True Colors by her on my physical TBR that I will get to eventually. I am going to give her another shot. I just don't want to do one book and be done with an author. But Winter Garden I really did not like at all. I didn't really like the storyline. I didn't vibe with the writing too much or the pacing. I'm wondering if her other books are like that and they're going to make me feel the same way, but it was surprising just because a lot of people talk highly about her and I thought that I would really like her. And then the other one that I do want to mention is Daughter of the Pirate King, right? Yeah, Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. This series, I've mentioned this before on my channel, they have the very pretty editions with the hardcovers and the sprayed edges, and every time that I would go to the bookstore I was so tempted to buy all 3 of them just because I loved how they looked so much, and it was pirates and I really want pirate stories. I was hoping that I would really love this book. I got this one, I think it was on Kindle Unlimited, or maybe I got it from the library. I don't remember. I was just disappointed. It felt very flat to me and it didn't feel piratey at all. It wasn't really high stakes in any sort of way, which it's YA, so I wasn't expecting crazy stakes at all, but it still was just not, I don't know. I didn't feel anything. And I was kind of bored. I just didn't like it. So that was a disappointment just because I really wanted to like that book and that series, but I'm not going to continue this series. So unfortunately, it was a bust for me. Going complete opposite, what is my biggest surprise of the year so far? This is A Stark Few by Alexis Patton. I read this book back when I was doing the Bookish Bingo episodes, and I got the prompt to read an indie published book, and I actually had an idea of the book that I wanted to read if I got this prompt, but I remember like not wanting to buy books at that moment, and I had to buy the book that I wanted to read. So then I was just looking on Kindle Unlimited and seeing what indie published books were on there, and A Stark Few came up. I saw that it was a young adult dystopian, and me back in high school, I was constantly reading dystopians. That's all I wanted to read. Dystopian series, I was obsessed with them. And so I saw this and I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood for a dystopian. So I started reading that book and I was genuinely surprised. I really, really love it. One, it is an indie published book, so not a lot of people are talking about it. I haven't heard anybody talk about it, but I truly think if you're just wanting like a YA dystopian, just a super fun read, please pick it up. I really want this book to be out there. It is actually getting traditionally published in 2026, the beginning of the year. And I'm so happy for her because I really love the first book. I haven't read the second one yet because I was waiting for the third book to get announced, and that one's coming out at the beginning of the year as well. But now I'm excited because I get to buy all three of them traditionally published. But A Stark Few was just so good. There's romance in it. It's like underground. The surface of the earth is crazy. A lot of stuff happening with the people up there. It's like, you know, the government being bad, and our characters are slowly finding out the secrets, and then they're gonna try to fix everything. It's just so interesting. I love it. I highly recommend it. Next up is a book that made me cry. I only have one that really made me cry, and this is The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters. This is a book about an indigenous family that works and they berry pick in Maine, and the youngest daughter of this family goes missing. We're focusing on one of the sons, and he's basically the main character of this book. It is told in dual POV, but we're focusing on him and the struggles that he is going through because of everything that had happened. And through his point of view, you also get to know his family more and see with what they're dealing with and kind of get a little dive into everybody. It's truly an emotional story. I think this was this author's debut novel, actually. It's just a wonderful literary fiction read. If you have not read this yet, I highly recommend it. And I think this was the only book that I actually, you know, like tears were coming out. I have teared up at other books, like The Night and the Moth I teared up at, Beartown by Frederick Bachman, but I don't think I actually cried in those books, and it's so surprising to me because I cry so easily. Like, I get emotional, the tears are coming. For some reason, like this year, maybe I've cried too much in my life and my body's just like, you know, you need a break. Yeah, I haven't really cried so far this year with books, and I don't know how that's possible. Next, we have a book that made me happy, and this one is Chi Sweet Home, Volume 2. I think I read Volume 1 in December. It's so cute. They're graphic novels, manga of this cat that gets found by this family. It's two adults and their son and little Chi, and you just get to see how they connect with each other and them loving this cat and the cat loving them, and it's so adorable. This cat goes around the town too and makes friends with all the other animals. It's the cutest thing in the entire world. I think they're each collections of 3 volumes, and there's 4 of them, so I really want to pick up the third one soon because I want to finish out the series. They're just so lighthearted. They make you smile the whole entire time you're reading it. The illustrations in here are adorable. If you like cats, please read this. It's just so cute. I can't. And then of course the last question, we need to talk about all the books that I want to read for the rest of the year. Obviously, I want to focus on my physical TBR. My TBR cart is full at this point. There's books that are being released that I do want to purchase and read by the end of the year, but I don't think that I want to just randomly go to the bookstore and buy books or just look for books online and purchase them without thinking about them too much. So I am gonna dwindle down on buying books for the rest of the year and just focus on the ones that I do have. I still want to get to my Mortal Instruments reread. I'm supposed to be starting that in July. I've just been super busy with my business and stuff, so I do want to get through this whole shelf this year. Next up, It by Stephen King. Guys, if you've been watching my channel, I have been reading this book since October of 2022. I need to finish it this year. I'm halfway through it. At this point, it's not even a book that I really want to read. It's just a book that I need to finish to feel good about myself. It's so long. It takes so long to read, and I'm just dreading it a little bit, but it's not bad. Like, I'm not hating it. I do want to read it, but it's a lot. What else do I have? I have nothing specific. I just put that I want to get through my series that I'm in the middle of because we have a lot. Keep an eye out for another series reading vlog. I uploaded one in May, but we have another one coming. I don't want to go too long in between reading books in series because I really want to be able to sit with them and know what I just read and know what I'm reading about in the next book, so I don't want to forget too much, you know? I don't want to push series off as much as I have been doing, and we'll see how it goes. So that is it. That's how 2025 is going for me. I don't really think I have too many other reading goals. I do just want to have a chill rest of the year with reading. I really am enjoying how I've been going, like my mindset with reading this year, because last year I did have a goal of like reading 10 books a month. That was a lot for me. It wasn't easy. I did it most of the months, but it was still like, looking back on it, I don't know how I read that many books a month. It was crazy. I've been focusing on reading 6. It's gone well for me so far. Usually I'm like 6 to 8 books on average. I don't have any pressure on myself, which I don't feel like I had pressure on myself with reading last year, but this year just feels so much more like a weight is lifted off my shoulders with reading, and I don't know necessarily what it is. I guess I don't know. I'm not stressed to read a ton of books. It feels really good. So I'm enjoying my time. I've been reading good books this year. I think that I still have so many more good books to read. I also think that I'm kind of dwindling down on just buying books and reading them just because they're popular. So a lot of times, like last year I was reading a lot of them and I wasn't loving them too much, but this year I've been putting focus on books that I really do think I'm going to enjoy, and I've had good books. So that is that. If you made it this far into the video, let me know how many books you've read so far this year, and just let me know how you're feeling about your reading. But that is gonna wrap up the mid-year book tag. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, wait, I also want to know what your favorite book of the year has been so far. So if you want to comment that too, you guys can leave a list. I don't care. You guys can talk about as much as you want in the comments. But that is it. Thank you for watching. Feel free to stick around and subscribe if you want to see any of my other videos. We have lots more reading content coming up. I will see you guys in my next video, whatever that may be. I hope you have a great day or a great night wherever you are, and I'll see you later. Bye.